Hello everyone, this is Tammy2009, and I'm finally back with another video, and I'm sure you can all guess what it is. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to delay the video where I show you what I got from my presents for Christmas today, because I haven't got all of them. They're still arriving, so I'm gonna have to wait until they all get here, but please be patient. I promise I'll show you what I got, but it probably won't be for until next week, but that's not the subject. I promise, I will let that video come out, but I just thought I'd make this video. I don't normally do this, but I have to, because I think you all should know by now. So, I want to say Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you had a great Christmas today. I hope you all got some amazing presents, but I just want to tell you that I just got out of watching Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yes, I finally watched Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So this is a Christmas miracle for me. My dad took me to go see it. By the way, this video is not scripted, so I'm sorry if I mess a few things up. I just want to say that that was the best Christmas gift I could have ever asked for in my life. You all know that I'm a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's my favorite video game character of all time. And if you've seen all my Sonic the Hedgehog videos, you know I love this guy. I love him so much. He may not have some of the best games and not the best fan base, but he's still nice. But, again, I didn't watch the first two Sonic movies, and I apologize. I will try to catch up eventually, but I just need to bring this out. This is the peak of the entire trilogy. And I apologize if I'm getting emotional right now. I don't normally cry on camera, but I just need to let you all know this, because you should know this. You've all been amazing. So, I feel like this would be a nice video to make. So, I just want to tell you all my thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and I might spoil a couple of things here, so please go watch it. And again, I'm sorry if this video is not scripted, but I'm just lost for words. I got no words. That movie was so powerful. It was probably the most emotional movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Hands down. I don't know if I prefer this or Thomas and the Magic Railroad, but this, I gotta say, this is the best movie I've seen in theaters, and this is the best movie I've seen in my entire life. I'm being serious right now. This is peak cinema right here. And if you haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3, please go see it. Especially if you love Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm just going to say a few things here, so. Now again, I might emotionally collapse, but please just bear with me. I'm sure most of you probably felt the same if you have seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so if you have, please stick around. But anyways, so, I mean, this movie did a great job with its story, with its characters, with its emotions. My heartstrings had never been this tugged in my life. I think they were just ripped out of me right now. Let me explain. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 takes place after the second one, where we have the team with Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. These three were awesome in this movie. I think they all had a nice dynamic with each other. I love their teamwork. I love the adventure they go on. I'm not going to spoil the whole plot, but I'm just going to tell you the highlights of what my experience with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But yeah, y'all know Sonic is awesome, Tails is pretty smart, and Knuckles is the bronze of the team. These guys make a great, great team. And yes, Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey, does make a comeback, and we get to see new characters like his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. I love the duo they have. Jim Carrey's pretty funny. I love all the comedic moments. This movie was actually pretty funny. Again, I tried not to laugh, and I tried not to scream in the theaters because I wanted to be quiet for the other people. There was a couple of people in this theater. My goodness. Yeah, I didn't think it would get crowded, especially when the trailers were, rolling before the action movie started. But, yeah. It was all worth it in the end because we got to see this amazing trio, on the big screen, these classic characters on the big screen, working together and trying to stop the evil Dr. Robotnik. But what if I told you that he isn't the main antagonist? That obviously goes to Shadow. Now, I've never really heard that much about Shadow, but this movie just really heightened my expectations. I think Shadow was a great character in this movie, and I feel like this is the reason why I'm starting to get emotional right now, and I'm starting to be upset thinking about this. So please just bear with me. Shadow's story was so awesome. It was so sad. I understood all of his pain. I felt him so much. He was so angry to the point where, like, he was doing a lot of evil things, all because he lost his friend Maria. And I just feel for him. I feel like him and Maria had a nice dynamic. I love his backstory. It's so sad. And again, you understand his motivations as to why he'd want to try to take over the world. And again, when you combine Shadow with Dr. Robotnik and Gerald, I think these three made a great, like, force against our heroes right here. And I love the rivalry with Sonic and Shadow. These two really bounce off each other really well. Because they do look alike, but they're still different. And that's why they're evenly unmatched. Like, I cannot tell you how many times Sonic had tried to, like, beat Shadow's butt, only for Shadow to, like, show his true power of what he's capable of. And again, Keanu Reeves, you did an amazing job voicing Shadow. My hat's off to you. Yes, I can't believe it either. I think Keanu Reeves was amazing. I'd argue that he was better than this than he was in Toy Story 4 or John Wick. But anyways, yeah. There are a couple of nitpicks I do have with this movie, but these four... Okay, I was going to say that I thought these four could have been a nice dynamic, but don't worry, we're getting to that. So, I mean, there's not really a lot of important stuff to explain. This is just my out-of-theater reaction and out-of-theater review. So, but again, these three were so awesome, and that ending, man, that ending was so strong. I think this is where... No, when I actually got out of the theater, I started crying on the way home. I'm sort of about to cry right now because I think Sonic and Shadow had a nice friendship. I love Shadow's redemption arc. I think just the moment where Sonic and Shadow were, like, talking to each other about their frustrations and their anger and how they worked together just to defeat Gerald Robotnik. And even when Dr. Robotnik sacrificed himself, and so did Shadow, I think that was so emotional. Like, I feel like Shadow could have had so much more. But, yeah. I did not expect these two just to, like, give up their lives. I was really looking forward to seeing their redemption arcs in the future, but I don't think we're ever going to get that. Unless, for some reason, they decide to come back to life in the fourth movie. I feel like that would make a lot of people happy. But again, I really loved Shadow. He was probably, like, my favorite character throughout this whole movie. I'm sorry, I love you, Sonic, but Shadow really stole the show. He was arguably the best part about this movie. My goodness, he was really amazing. Just his whole, like, anger and his frustrations. How he wants to, like, take over the world just because of the loss of Maria. And just the whole dynamic that Ivo Robotnik and Gerald have with each other. And that moment where they both, like, broke up with each other, like, Dr. Robotnik tried to fight his own grandfather just to save the world. And the way he gets defeated was awesome. But again, that moment where these two gave up their lives, it was so wholesome. I don't think Sonic the Hedgehog has ever gotten this emotional before. My goodness. Like, yeah. But again, I don't really have that much to say. I'm just lost for words. I have no words. But that's the thing, like, when you're watching a movie for the first time, you're literally, like, freaking out and, like, rooting for the heroes to, like, save the day, and then when it's over, you're just like, wow, I was not expecting any of that. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sure most people who watch movies and go out of theaters just have that same feeling. Let me know if you've ever, like, seen a movie where you're just like, wow, that was amazing. I know there's some good movies out there. I know that there have been some bad movies recently, but if you ignore all of that and look at the positives like Transformers 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, man. Again, I don't know if I prefer this over Thomas the Magic Railroad because that movie was my childhood, but this was amazing. Like, this whole entire trilogy was just a love letter to the Sonic franchise. And they really made it. To think that we started off with a disgusting, cringy design of Sonic, only for them to go back and realize their mistakes and fix him. And then to bring along his friend Tails for the ride and have Knuckles as well. And have the three come together to, like, stop Shadow. This was a nice way to end off the trilogy. And again, I think there's going to be a 4th movie, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if they're going to bring Shadow and Robotnik back, but again, I do apologize if I get emotional, but this movie just really, like, rubbed me in the right way, and it just tugged on my heartstrings. My heart is beating fast, in a good way. I'm just both sad and happy. I'm happy that Sonic and his friends have came together to save the day, but I'm also sad that Shadow and Eggman sacrificed themselves. I hope we'll get to see more of Shadow because he was a legend character. He was so awesome in this movie. I'm gonna, like, rewatch this and revisit it from time to time. I'm gonna be thinking about this movie, and I'm probably not gonna stop talking about it at this point. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm sorry if this video was shorter than some of my other videos, but I just needed to get this all out of the way. I just wanted to have something special to share for Christmas. And again, this was a perfect time. Watching this movie on Christmas Day, that is a nice way to celebrate the holidays. Wow, my goodness. And I thought getting the Symbiote Studios Starlight plush for Christmas was so amazing as well. Well, that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this, and please go watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in theaters. Like, maybe in the future, I'll probably, like, try to do this review again and redo it, and, like, watch the movie again and, like, go back and, like, tell you what I actually thought of it. But whenever that time comes, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know what you thought about Sonic the Hedgehog 3, if you have seen it in the theaters. But if you haven't, go watch it. But if you have watched it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, because I'd like to hear your opinions. Well, that's all I gotta say. This is Timothy 2009, and I'll see you beautiful viewers next time. Bye. Oh, by the way, Amy Rose was in this movie as well.